So on DC Music Rocks, we're shining a spotlight on the great songs and incredible people behind the DC region's music scene. And so let's get to know some of those incredible people here. Performing together since 2013, Vintage Number 18 started in the clubs near their home in Northern Virginia. Residencies at clubs in Washington, D.C., Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia are the backbone of a circuit that the band continues to build. Their sounds reflect their love of traditional blues and soul, but also the desire to bring it current for new audiences. So Vintage Number 18 brings a high-energy show with hard-driving blues, rhythms, and soul grooves that will move you, as you heard from that right there. So they hope when you listen, you move some furniture aside first, because there's no sense in getting hurt while you're moving and grooving to their tracks. So it's with great... I first stumbled across these guys a couple weeks ago when their release came out, and it sounded awesome. So listeners, this is with great pleasure that I introduce formally Bill and Robbin from Vintage Number 18.
Well, hey there. Thanks for having us.
Indeed.
Now, can we start out? Can you tell us the story behind the name? Where does Vintage Number 18 come from?
I'm going to let... That's Bill's story.
I'm a vintage guitar dealer, and I got a chance to demo a pedal from a company from Nashville, and they sent me number 18. So whenever I communicated with the company, I just said, tell them it's number 18. And so,
when was this? How long ago was this?
This was 2012, probably.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, he shared that story with me, and when we first started, we were the Robbin Capsalis band, and I wanted something different. I wanted something to stand out.
Yeah.
And so our bass player, Mark Chandler, he's extremely picky about band names, and so...
Well, he doesn't like any band name.
No, so I think, and
Mark, that's okay. We love you anyway, man. That's great.
And so I came to rehearsal one evening, and after thinking about it a while, and I said, "Hey guys, what do you think of Vintage Number 18?" And everybody looked at Mark, and we all looked at one another, and we said, "Oh, the guys said they liked it," and I was shocked. I said, "Okay, wow," and it stuck. So
And when was that? This is 2013.
Yes.
Awesome.
It was later in 2013.
How did you guys come together? How do you know each other?
Well, it all started when, for me at least, when I went out to the Sully's Jam after another band fell apart, and thought, let's see who's hanging out here. What kind of trouble can I get into? And so I walked in, and Robbin was singing "A Million Miles," which is on our debut CD. It's a Bob Dylan song.
Oh, and, cool.
I went, wait a minute, I should be playing guitar for her. So we talked.
Sweet.
So the band started out of jealousy?
No.
I'm teasing. I'm just teasing.
Well, typical guitar player thing.
Right.
That's what that was.
I need to be playing with that.
Well, it was really interesting. I mean, Bill and I sat in on multiple sets throughout the blues jams, I would say, for several months, and we got to know one another, and and we just started talking about a band, putting a band together. I know it's something that I wanted to do. I had been on the scene basically bouncing from one open mic, one blues jam to another, 2 or 3 a week for over a year, just shining it up, getting ready to do this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes I would meet up with Bill on a Sunday, and we would be at Sully's Blues Jam, and it was so loud we'd have to duck into the supply closet to get our thoughts out. So let's do this.
Where you could talk.
We're not getting any younger, so let's do this. This is what Bill said.
Okay. I love it. So, and now, where did oh man, it's one of those lost my frame of thought moments. So now you guys, the band formed, and then you came together, and when did it become okay, we're going to record an album and we're going to put this out now?
This wasn't until, I would say, 2 years after we had gotten together and started making our rounds on, our rounds within the DMV. We had already Traveled out to Nashville for an amp. We performed at an amp show, which was very exciting.
We did that twice.
Yes, and
Wow.
I've been writing for years. However, I was really shy to share my lyrics, and I don't play an instrument, but I know music. I know what I like and what I wanted for the songs, and so I took that leap of faith and brought in some lyrics. The first lyrics I brought in were for Circles and Love Hangover, and between the guys, they came up. They basically built on what I had, the lyrics and the little melody that I brought in, humming. Let's do this. Oh no, like tick, 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 tick. Oh, you know, I'm counting it out. So that's the way I write my songs, and it worked. It worked.
Where did music come into? How did music enter your lives? Where did it start for you guys?
Probably the Ventures and the early surf stuff, growing up, and then the British Invasion, and of course Jimi Hendrix, Cream, bands that I saw. My first concert was
when did you start playing?
I started playing probably 63.
Got it. So you've been at this for a lot of years.
Yes,
then.
I'm still a young man.
And this is your first album that's been released, though.
I've been on a lot of other people's projects, but this is the first time I've put an album out, and
Cool.
so it's something that
That's right.
took
That
a
high
long
five
time
right
coming.
there. Get it? Yeah.
But I kept looking for the right group of people, and by golly, I think I found them.
You found them, and so you found Robbin. Now, Robbin, what's your story with music? How'd that start for you?
Oh goodness, I've been listening to music since I was a child. My family, we love music. We are, my Aunt Audibelle, she used to play all the old soul and blues, the Muddy Waters, the Etta James, the soul music, Clean Up Woman with Betty Wright, and I'm dancing around in my socks in the living room with her. And I've always wanted to perform. I just didn't have the opportunity growing up. And I was also very shy, believe it or not.
But were you singing growing up in like out
Church
places?
choir.
Church. Okay,
Church
I got it. It's a
choir.
church thing, right?
Yeah.
I got you.
So, fast forward, young adult, still wanting to perform, not able to. Life happens. You get married, you have children. Those become the priority. I did not make music a priority. Now I'm an empty nester. My kids are grown.
Oh, man.
Yes.
All right, you're a free woman now. You got a little bit
yes,
of time to do some
yes.
stuff like this.
So I relocated from Atlanta about 6 years ago with the company I'm currently working with, and I found all this extra time I had on my hands, and I said, okay, I need to get out and get some music under my hands, and so that's what I started doing.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
now,
one thing led to another.
What about outside of the music then? In your personal time, you have any hobbies? What do you guys do outside of the music?
Well, I have the constant task of looking around for old guitars and musical instruments.
Got it.
Because
so,
that's what I've been doing
collector.
since 1989
Oh, yeah?
professionally.
Oh, say more about that. What do you mean?
Well, I started out with just amplifiers. I would refurbish them, and I did my first guitar show in 1990 in Dallas, Texas. And these guys came around and looked at my booth full of amps and went, "This is a guitar show. What are you doing with all these amps?" And I said, "Look, you guys are going to need to have amplifiers for those guitars that you're selling, so here I am." So
that's cool.
I look for old guitars and musical instruments of all stripes.
Wow. And do you sell them, or you
yes.
just collect them? I got it. And what's the name of is it a business? Or?
Yes, it's called Vintage Sound.
Vintage Sound. So if they Google Vintage Sound, they can find what you're doing.
Yes.
Got it. That's cool. And Robbin, what about you? Outside of the music thing?
More music.
More. What does that mean? Listening to music?
Listening.
You
I
go to
love-
live shows?
I
Say
attend-
more.
Yes, I attend live shows. I listen. One of my favorite groups are the Gypsy Kings.
Yeah.
One of my favorite groups. So outside of the soul blues genres, I enjoy other genres as well, to include the likes of Bette Midler, Barbra Streisand. I
That's
listen to it
cool.
all, jazz, and that's what I enjoy. I enjoy spending time with family and friends, but believe it or not, this past year I've been all consumed with the album, with the
album.
band.
No, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel you. All right. Now, last question that I love to ask in these interviews is, if you could offer one piece of advice, what would it be?
As a band,
You get to, however you want to answer that. That one's open-ended.
I would say, because we are a newly formed band together now for a little over 4 years, I think that even though it's Captain Obvious to say communication is key, I can't stress that enough. And I think it's easy to say, oh no, we're good, we're buds, we communicate. No, you need to have a point person within the band and to make things run smoothly. And I think that's, as far as having a band, that's what I would offer. And please don't give up. Don't give
love
up,
it.
because here I am. I'm a grandmother. I'm a new grandmother.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
cool.
And I wanted to do this. My son, he told me, he says, it's like you just woke up one day and decided, oh, I think I'll have a band.
Fantastic.
I said, no, sweetie, it wasn't like that.
Yeah. No, it's been a lot of years in the running. You just didn't know. And for those listeners, for listeners who want to find out more about you guys, where do they go to find out more about Vintage Number 18?
Vintage18.net.
Vintage18.net. So that's the website. And is there a certain social media that you love more than the others?
Facebook, yes.
Facebook.
Instagram, yes. Hit us up. Twitter,
Got it.
absolutely.
Reach out to